I hate this fucking microphone stand. I really do. Hey, fucking Yeti. Can you make a microphone stand that doesn't sit there and I can just do this and it doesn't go up like a fucking 80-year-old man?
So
Hi,
it's like,
welcome to the show this week. I'm irritated. Thank you. Good
so,
night.
so I got a boom right up there,
Up where?
and I have bookshelves over here. Um, my Shure microphone needed this adapter, and I bought a new one because it screws in here instead of screwing into the mic. It's the same exact one, and I've got the adapter in my closet.
It's just irritating. It's irritating. Can't you just clasp something and just let it just fucking grip like it's supposed to and just stay there? No, this thing wants to raise slower than a fucking 80-year-old after popping 6 Viagra. It's fucking annoying. It's just like, it's like, I don't know. I think I'm just aggravated. Hi, welcome to the show, folks. I'm on one today, right now. I haven't slept much. Still haven't fucking slept. I sleep like every other night. It's just fucking
Maybe if
annoying.
you weren't on TikTok live all night.
Maybe if you weren't on fucking TikTok Live either, watching me on TikTok Live, you fucking weirdo. All of a sudden, I'm just on TikTok Live having like talking to friends and shit, and I just see Unbroken Podcast just pops up. Davy, I need to talk to you. Davy, I need to talk to you. Davy, I need to talk. Get friends, fucker. Jesus, Christmas Carol.
I did
Hi.
that one.
Good.
Well, no, because
Did you keep them in your new fridge?
No, it's
Your
a
new deep
freezer, not
freeze?
a fridge. No, but I
Whatever.
wanted to offer to go to the Taylor Swift concert movie with you to be nice.
Yeah,
So
but you know I have to work certain days, a 9 to 5, regular 9 to 5,
I
until
didn't
this
know you
thing
were. I
takes.
didn't know you worked Saturday. Well, so I call and the voicemail picks up, and I didn't have it on speaker. I'm like, what the fuck is this?
Oh, my voicemail?
Yeah.
Let me see if I can.
Here, I'll call you. Just reject me.
Okay. Like always.
Fuck you. But then I called right back so Mitch could hear, and I'm like, watch, he's gonna fucking answer.
Well, you called me twice in a row. Thought something was up.
Hi, you have reached the Department of Corrections for Topeka, Kansas. Leave your name and number, and we'll be back to you as soon as we can. Have a wonderful day.
At the tone, please record your message. When you finish recording, you may hang up or press 1 for more options.
I'll leave a message.
Fuck you.
Yeah, well, here we go. I can't wait to see that transcript. I did it and I forgot that I did it, and then we had what was it, Rent-A-Center? Because when we first got here, we bought fucking washer dryer, and Rent-A-Center called, and then they called my ex-wife's phone, and they're like, yeah, I think we have the wrong number because it says we've reached a different correction facility. I think he gave us the wrong number, and I was like, oh, I forgot about that. And I just never changed it. I just never fucking changed it. You know?
Oh, Jesus Christ.
I know. What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? So we were talking about before we went on that the Liberty safe issue here.
Yeah.
You were saying that that they're not supposed to give out the numbers now. What? I mean, let me see if I can pull up the. I'll pull
I've
up.
been all over it on Twitter. So basically, there was a warrant issued for, I'm now finding out, J6 people. And they asked them to open the safe and they refused to. Jesus fucking Christ.
Oh, that wasn't it? Sorry, wrong one.
So they asked them to open the safe, and unless the safe is actually on the warrant itself, it can't just be a general like search property. It has to include the actual safe. They can't compel the person being served a warrant to open the safe. So the FBI sent a copy of the warrant to Liberty Safe, who then gave them a backup code to get into the safe. When the story broke, that is when a bunch of customers of Liberty Safe showed in their contract that if they get locked out or like they can't remember the code, they have to call a locksmith and have the locksmith contact Liberty Safe, and they never told any of their customers that they had a backup code to get into their safes. So the biggest question and problem that a lot of the 2A'ers have is Liberty Safe lied essentially by omission about the secret backup code, and now they know who has their safes. They know how big their safes are, how many guns are allowed or able to be held. So, how much information are they giving to the government behind people's backs? Because I said this is the first time almost all of the customers had even heard that there was a backup code.
Yeah, I had no idea that they did, and it's only the electronic ones.
Yeah,
with not
the
the
keypad.
Yeah, but so for those of you who don't know, America's top gun and safe manufacturer, Liberty Safe, gave the FBI an access code to a safe owned by someone who was present at the J6 protest. We have officially found the Bud Light of gun sales. Enjoy going out of business, Liberty Safe Inc.
Gun safes. Why can't you read, dude?
Right now, I have a fucking potato chip stuck in my throat.
That does make it harder to say or
What?
the sound. You said sales, not safes. So I was making the noises that L's and F make. Go ahead, continue.
What is this? What is the noise a person makes when they're in a cage? Never mind. Not only did they access his
I
safe,
wasn't in a cage that much.
but the FBI turned off his security cameras and held his girlfriend at gunpoint. What the fuck? Why, FBI?
And didn't they also cover up the cameras?
Yeah, they shut him off. Allegedly turned off his cameras. Turned off his security cameras.
The video I saw, first they took both of them outside of the house, and then they noticed the camera and they covered them up, and then they turned the cameras off. I don't know how legal that is.
I don't think it's legal, period, unless they have a warrant to shut off the security cameras, but I don't think that's
I don't know. It's a lot different when it's a federal warrant versus a state warrant. I know more about state warrants and stuff like that.
Bet you do. In a statement, Liberty Safe confirmed they gave the FBI Hughes' code. Liberty Safe was contacted by the FBI requesting the access code to the safe of an individual for whom they had a warrant to search their property. Liberty Safe is devout to protecting. Go fuck yourself. You're lying. The personal property and 2A amendment rights for our customers. Bull fucking shit. But not only is that fucked up. Go ahead.
Well, I was just gonna say, like, one of the I can't remember what mass shooting it was. The shooter,
San Bernardino.
With the iPhone.
Yep, it was San Bernardino.
Yeah. And they still have not gotten the phones unlocked.
Yeah, because Apple won't do it.
Exactly.
Apple said no. That's their privacy information is their privacy information, and they're not going to open it. Which is, I mean, it's shitty, but that's the fucking that's what we have. We're supposed to have the freedom of our own privacy. If you can't get in.
And even further, like when I was going through my custody case, I wanted to. So I called my cell phone carrier and asked if they could send me like how I could access text messages, because I couldn't do screenshots back then. They're not submissible in court. And they're like, we don't keep records of that. Where the fuck did you go? But they don't keep records of the written text in the text message. They will have, all they keep is that I sent a text to this number or this number sent me a text. But if they get subpoenaed by a judge, then they will have to produce what's written in the text messages. And I couldn't even get a judge to subpoena them. So it's like our cell phones are more secure than people's gun safes.
Yeah. And to come out with a statement like we provide we are devoted to protecting the personal property. No, you're not. It's Second Amendment right. No, you're fucking not.
Nope.
If you're giving the FBI codes to get into your shit, no, you're absolutely not. But you know, and then I find this hilarious. You know, the same government that's telling you that that you're doing too many carbon emissions. Ladies and gentlemen, let's count the cars.
That's not unusual, though.
2, 3, 4.
They
5,
might be hybrids.
6,
7.
7. Those aren't hybrids.
Might be.
Those are not hybrids. They haven't come out with the hybrids yet. 7. 7 cars. To get 2 fucking people. 2 people. 7 cars.
If you knew the manpower they brought when they arrested my father in the 90s, there's a lot more than 7 cars.
For your dad?
We had
What is your dad, fucking Pablo Escobar?
That's how they treated him. We had my cul-de-sac. There was a cul-de-sac on either side. All 3 were filled with cop cars. The whole house was surrounded by cops. They had 2 helicopters and snipers on the roofs of like 6 different of my neighbors' houses.
For what?
I don't know. I don't know the details of his arrest. I just have his conviction, what he pled guilty to. But it was funny because I was doing the dishes.
Hilarious.
I was doing the dishes after we were done eating dinner, and I opened up the door when the doorbell rang, and I'm like, "Oh, you guys are here for the fucker," and they're like, "Yeah." So I'm like, "Come on in," and I screamed, "I'm like, yo, fat fuck, don't drop the soap." It was fun.
Listen, I don't blame you. I don't fucking blame you.
Well, I went back into the kitchen and I got scooped out the back door. And I was like, please let me watch. I just want to watch them slap the handcuffs on that fucker.
And how long did he do?
A year. He pled down a lot.
But this is what I talk about with the crime rate. And when people talk about the fucking crime rate, this is what happens. You get charged with something and then you get pled down to, like, you can go from a gun charge and plead it down to like a fucking seatbelt ticket, even though you weren't in a car. Mm-hmm. And they're like, well, no, the crime rate has gone down. Yeah, that's because they fucking pled out. Like, it doesn't matter.
In like a drug trafficking ring or something like that, it makes sense. You go for the smaller sellers and have them turn on the bigger sellers because you want to get the big fish. You want to get the one providing it. So it makes sense that they do it that way, but they do it for a lot of different crimes that they shouldn't, like sex trafficking. They'll do it.
A year, though? A year.
Well, and the fucked up thing was that was for intimidating a witness and witness
tampering.
Yeah, witness tampering and aggravated assault is what got him the jail time. All the other things that he was charged with is a laundry list of charges. I don't even know what half of them mean. He just got probation.
Jesus.
But he's still on probation today. This was in 98. He was convicted in November 98. And he served his year, got out, and is still on probation. And he had 11 and a half to 23 months and 5 years probation. So I don't know why he's still on probation, but
Jesus,
whatever.
When they say this, the the judicial system is fucked. It really is.
Well, my ex, so he we got into a physical
X's and the O's they want.
we got in
me,
a physical
and the
altercation,
O's
and
they
he
want
got a
me.
year probation for simple assault. I mean, like, I was fucked up. He threw me across a parking lot, and
That must take a lot of strength.
I was skinnier than fucknut.
It's like throwing a Buick. What the fuck?
So in 2013, or well, it was 2010. I didn't get to court to deal with it until 2013.
3 fucking years?
I didn't even know that there was a charge because I lived in a different state. But I got charged with terroristic threats and harassment because I left him a voicemail that I was going to kill him if he ever let my father near our children again. And I got 2 years probation. So it's more illegal to threaten someone from 1,300 miles away than it is to actually physically chuck them across the parking lot.
And this is why the Second Amendment is an infringement on women's rights.
Oh, no doubt.
Absolutely. Let me get to the statement really quickly. It's kind of already what I read, but on August 30th, 2023, Liberty Safe was contacted by the FBI requesting access codes to the safe of an individual for whom they had a warrant to search their property. Mind you, it has to be an exact. They have to put exactly what they want to search for. It just says search for property. Our company protocol is to provide access codes to law enforcement if a warrant grants them access to a property. I guarantee you it's in the tiny fucking print in one of those thick ass books that they give you.
From what I've heard from the 2A'ers on Twitter, it's not. There's nothing in it that states anything about a backup code.
Really?
That's why they're really pissed off. And why people were going after them was because this was the first time they heard that there was even an access code.
After receiving the request, we received proof of the valid warrant, and only then did we provide them with an access code. Liberty Safe had no knowledge of any of the details surrounding the investigation at the time. I'm sorry. Did the warrant not have kind of the details of what they need?
Mm-hmm.
Liberty Safe is devoted to protecting the personal property and Second Amendment rights of our customers and has repeatedly denied requests for access codes without a warrant in the past. We do not give out combinations without proper legal documentation being provided by authorities. We regularly update our policies to ensure both compliance with federal law and reasonable consumer privacy protections within the law. That's where the fuck shit is right there. That's where the fuck shit is. Reasonable consumer privacy protection within the law. Just means whatever else. That's all it means. Whatever we deem fit, to do, then we'll just, we'll allow it. First and foremost, Liberty Safe is committed to preserving our customers' rights, and we will remain unwavering in these values. Liberty Safes, from every 2A'er in America, go fuck yourself. And I hope you go under. It's nonsense. It really gets under my fucking skin that they just do these things with no repercussions. There's nothing. There's no repercussions.
So this is on their website, their privacy policy. And it says, we never sell or rent your personal information to third parties under any circumstances. They will share information only with our agents, representatives, and trusted service providers and contractors for limited purposes, including fulfilling customer orders, blah, 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 blah. We will never share your information with any other third parties unless we have your express permission or under special circumstances, such as we believe in good faith that the disclosure is required by law. We may share aggravated demographic and statistical information with our partners. This is not linked to any personal information.
So yeah, it says it right there with the law, in accordance with the law.
Right on there. I'm surprised they haven't come in and fucking changed it yet.
Scroll down a little bit more.
That's all.
Hey, nope, go up. No. Jesus, Christmas Carol, Kelly. Up a little. There, stop. There's the webmaster at Liberty Safe. There's their phone number. There's their mailing address. So, let them know how you feel, folks. Let them know how you feel. I'm not saying anything bad.
Well, did you see?
Write them a letter, because if they get inundated with letters, can you imagine how pissed off they're going to be?
Well, they put out a follow-up statement. It's on their Twitter. They put it out a couple hours. I think it only took a couple hours.
Okay.
I have it, if you want me to pull it up.
At Liberty Safe, we are dedicated to safeguarding the rights and privacies of our customers. It is a promise that remains deeply personal to our employees and leadership. Our company, one of America's oldest and largest safe manufacturers, was founded on the belief that Americans should have the fundamental right to protect and safeguard their valuables and property. Bullshit. As a courtesy to our customers, Liberty Safe has long adhered to industry standards by maintaining a secure database of factory set combinations. This practice helps customers regain access to their safe for a wide range of reasons, including loss of the original combination, service requests, and warranty issues. Liberty Safe processes over 4,000 requests of this type annually and provides combinations to safe owners only once they provide clear documentation of their identity and their ownership of the safe. At Liberty.
Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
Wait, there's a page 2. We listen to our customers and update our products and practices in response to their evolving needs. Today, we are announcing a change that empowers our
customers.
It's just bullshit. It's bullshit. It empowers. I hate fucking stupid words. I really do, because it means nothing. It means nothing. We give you the power. We empower you. Go fuck yourself. Empowers our customers.
So the AR-15s inside of the safe empower you.
Yeah. Empowers our customers with greater control over their information. Effective immediately, existing customers can visit blah, 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 and fill out the form to have records of their access codes expunged. It's too fucking late.
Well,
in the coming weeks.
How many customers are on Twitter? So the customers that don't see this statement, that don't really watch the news, like, they don't see this. So they're not going to know to do it.
Yeah. You think they're going to send this to every customer? You think they're going to mail this out to every customer? No. If you don't see it, sorry, too bad. We will be releasing the feature that gives every new customer this option with registering their safe. This change allows customers to take control of how their information is stored and protected. We understand. How about you just don't fucking have a backup code? How about you let the customers choose 2 codes and have their own fucking backup? How about that? We understand that many of... Huh?
I didn't realize it was so fucking long. Sorry, I was on another screen. Go ahead.
We understand that many of our customers are willing to assume the responsibility of safeguarding their own... responsible gun owners? Is that what you mean? You mean people are responsible gun owners? Of their combination. While those who opt out of our data storage process will have limited resource in case of lost combination. Yeah, recourse, whatever.
It's a totally different word.
Shut up. In case of lost combinations, we respect their choice and we're here to support them in the way that's best for them. We have also revised our policies around cooperation with law enforcement. Going forward, we will require a subpoena that legally compels Liberty Safe to supply access codes that can only do so if these codes still exist in our system. Our mission is to protect what matters most to our customers, whether that be valuables or privacy. It is our pledge to continue to make excellent products to serve gun owners everywhere. Go blow your mother.
And this is from the federal law enforcement. I'll just this part right here. Oh, I can't zoom in. The Supreme Court has
top. Where's it? 100. Is it plus?
Oh, hey, there we go. So the Supreme Court has expressed a strong preference that law enforcement officers obtain a search warrant before conducting a search of any kind. Searching a locked container is no different. The confusion that surrounds the decision to search a locked container begins when the officer is considering a warrantless search of the container. The Supreme Court has authorized warrantless searches in several circumstances, automobiles, searching those lawfully arrested, frisks, blah, blah, blah. I mean, there's pages and pages of case law that say that they do not have a legal right to compel someone to open a safe unless there is a specific warrant that states that they need to look in the safe.
Well,
or any locked container. It's even a locked door they can't force you to open.
Yeah, that's when a cop asks to search your car, you can tell them no. They have to have a warrant to search your car. They can make your life a living hell. And if you got,
I tell people, if you're hanging out in a parking lot smoking weed in your car, get out of your car, because they can't lie and say, "Oh well, I thought I saw something." They have no reason to look in the car.
Yeah. And they don't have the right to search your car. You know when they have the right to search your car? When you say yes. If you say no, they have to wait for a warrant.
Mm-hmm.
And they can't do a fucking thing about it.
Yeah.
They can't open your trunk unless you tell them they can. They can't do anything.
The warrant has to state the trunk of the car, the glove compartment, the center console, anything that's closed. They have to specify that in the warrant.
And don't they have to specify what they're looking for?
Mm-hmm.
That's why, you get these people who just get off with, when they get searched or something like that, because they're looking for something and they get off, or when there's a search warrant and they get off because they didn't put.
My earphones are acting up.
I'm like, I don't mind that you smack yourself because sometimes you deserve it.
We went over this like a few weeks ago.
Listen, I love how you have expensive shit and it doesn't work. You have Shure headphones. You've tried to get me to buy a Shure microphone for this entire time.
Oh, it's unscrewed. That's why.
What, your fucking brain?
My cord to my headphones. What it was doing, it was only noise was coming out of one or the other. It wasn't screwed in all the way. Go ahead, continue.
You good?
Mm-hmm.
You fucking good now?
Yeah, I'm good. I was fine. You're the one with the problem.
You're not good at all. Never mind. But yeah, I mean, it's bullshit. Plain and simple. It's just bullshit. They went after this guy and they did whatever they wanted to do because, they think they're the FBI and they can do whatever they want. Mm-hmm. Meanwhile, guess what's making a comeback? Everybody ready for COVID round 2 lockdown number 2?
Have
Everybody
you actually found it other than Alex Jones saying it?
Yeah. Whoopi Goldberg is not doing it. Did you see the president? Now, Jill.
I got Zelda, so I've been playing Zelda all week. I paid $60 to run around in circles and pick up mushrooms because I keep getting lost in my map.
You paid $60 for Zelda.
Mm-hmm.
I was gonna pay $50. I want to get Super Smash Brothers for my Switch because
that's what I keep forgetting. Switch.
I keep forgetting how much I love the Switch, and then I go play it again, and I'm like, oh, so much fun. But I want Super Smash Brothers, and it's still for $60 fucking dollars. Do you hear the Grand Theft Auto 6 is gonna be $150? Yeah, that's what I heard.
I don't really play video games too much, but
you're on fucking Roblox 900 hours out of the day.
102 hours a week, averaging 14 hours a day. And
so when you tell me you're working, you're full of shit.
No, it's I'm sit here every podcast, and I just sit here and I just touch my screen every 10 minutes. It's an AFK game, so I don't have to actually do anything. I'm just
a what game?
AFK, away from keyboard. This is all I sit here and do this. Like, I'm just hatching eggs.
And that's fun?
Yeah, because I hit him.
How?
I hit 1.1 million.
How is that fun? How is sitting there watching all that shit go on like a fucking 3-month-old child who just likes to watch
But
colors?
that's the point. I don't stare at it.
So then what's the use of the game?
Collecting all the pets.
But you don't do anything to collect the pets.
Yeah, I'm hatching eggs. You hatch eggs.
Do you hear
and get a
yourself?
pet. Yes,
You're
I
a
hear
woman of a
myself.
certain age.
Mm-hmm. And
Talking about
I'm
hatching
in a
eggs.
server with people that are the same age as me.
Hatching virtual eggs.
Yeah. And I have titanium pets now. I got 4. And I have like 4 obsidian, 2 diamond, and 2 gold.
What the fuck is obsidian?
They're like black and red. But obsidian's like lava, I think.
Huh?
I don't know. Hold on. Owen will tell you. I'll get him in here.
I don't. Sometimes my brain just goes to mush.
He knows a lot about rocks.
Who, Owen?
Mm-hmm. I'm not going to put him on camera, but I'll ask him.
His mother's a giant rock. Anyway.
Owen! Come here.
Yeah, supposedly.
Come in and shut the door real quick. What's obsidian?
Lava plus water.
Lava plus water. Thank you, buddy. Love you. I love you.
Stupid keyboard works whenever it wants. No, there it goes. It works now.
Oh, while you're looking for that, so you know how everybody talks about celebrities and trafficking and Epstein Island, yada yada yada. People put Ashton Kutcher up on a pedestal because he testified to Congress like, I don't know, almost 10 years ago about that's his day job. Like, don't tell me not to do my day job. This is my day job. He started, I think, the Thorn organization is what it's called for child trafficking survivors. Yeah, he is publicly asking for leniency in the Danny Masterson case. And Danny Masterson is a Scientologist. No, I'm not a Scientologist, and no, I do not know him. And he was convicted on 2 counts of aggravated sexual assault and got 30 to life.
I thought it was rape.
Aggravated sexual assault is rape.
When did they change the name of it?
Who fucking knows? It's California. But yeah, he got 30 to life. And now Ashton Kutcher is saying that it was too harsh of a sentence and that he should get leniency.
Well,
and everyone like hated on me when I said I hate Ashton Kutcher. I think he's a jackass.
More than 50 people wrote to the judge in the Danny Masterson sexual assault trial to support the convicted actor. This is why fucking Hollywood is garbage.
Mm-hmm.
This is why Hollywood is garbage, because they protect their own, and that's all that matters. They don't care about anybody else. Do you understand? This is what people don't understand. Everybody, the elites, only care about the elites. They don't give a shit about you. They don't give a shit about me. They don't care. You know who else is part of the elites? Fucking Congress. Fucking senators. Huh?
Donald Trump.
Yes. They're all fucking garbage.
Did you hear
the fact that you have to single out one person makes you have DFS or TSS. Trump derangement syndrome.
I do not have Trump derangement.
You have Trump derangement. Listen, I said everyone. I said Congress. I said Senate, and you went Donald Trump.
Yeah, because
he's a politician. He is
he's not a politician, and he's not part of the
was he part of? Was he president of the United States?
Yes.
Okay, so he's a politician.
Yes.
Who's everyone? Crazy people?
All the Trump supporters.
All of them. Every single one of them said that.
Yeah.
No, your TDS has said that in your head.
My TDS, I do not have Trump derangement syndrome. I donated over $1,000 to his re-election campaign, and I supported him until January 6th. After that, I don't support him. That does not mean that I have Trump derangement syndrome. It's a dumb reason to not support someone who tried to essentially.
He didn't try to do anything. He didn't do anything.
Overturn an election. Yes, he did.
No, he didn't.
Okay.
No, he didn't do anything different than everybody has done in the previous elections. Remember fucking hanging chads? Remember hanging chads?
How many?
Remember hanging chads? Remember hanging chads? Remember hanging chads?
No, I don't. How many presidents personally sent people to pose as fake electors? How many?
A lot.
Which one?
2016 they did it.
Who?
In 2016 they did it. They wouldn't elect him.
They sent fake electors.
He didn't. What proof do you have that he sent fake electors?
It's in the indictment.
Oh my God! I don't care about the fucking indictment. I don't care about the indictment.
It's the indictment. Grand jury evidence that was released today that they did come back and recommend charges against all of the fake electors.
Show me where Donald Trump sent fake electors to.
Read the damn indictment already.
Show me where he sent himself.
The indictment is 95 pages long. I'll email it to you. But
no,
it was all part of the scheme. It is in the fucking indictment. I told you multiple times.
That's fine.
But the indictment. If
you show me where it says it, you want to. You're the one who's telling me it's happening.
It to you. It is 95.
No, pages. I'm not reading the whole fucking indictment.
No. I'll look. It's 95 pages. I'm not going to be able to find it in an hour. I'll look and I'll find it. But essentially, what happened was they created an entire group of people, all the people that were arrested on RICO charges. That's the RICO case, and that's the organization. And the part of the plan was to send these fake electors to pose as elected officials and electors for the Electoral College and to send certificates of votes that were not legal.
Where's the evidence?
They have it.
Where?
It's
the same. It's the same thing that's saying that there's evidence that Joe Biden cheated in the 2020 election. There's no fucking evidence. There's no evidence that Joe Biden cheated. Do I think something was fucked up? Yes. Did Joe Biden cheat? No, absolutely not.
You're the one that has Trump derangement syndrome. You're the one.
I don't have Trump.
Yeah, you do, because you believe every single fucking thing.
What are you talking about? I didn't. Once again, I didn't quote one thing that came out of his mouth. All I said was, "Show me where it said. Show me the evidence."
In the indictment that you have said multiple
times
that you read. Did you read it?
Evidence? What evidence?
Did you read the indictment
when it came out? I don't remember what it said. It was 95 fucking pages.
Yeah, I do.
It was 95 pages.
And he sent it. And it was released today that they also came back and wanted to charge Lindsey Graham and two other senators that I don't remember their names, or members of Congress. They might be House representatives. And they did want to press charges against every single one of the fake electors in all of the states. I don't know why they didn't bring charges. There wasn't a reason given. But the grand jury did come back with approval to indict the
so they won't indict the people who actually did it. They're going to indict Trump for sending them, but they're not going to indict the people who did it. That's like having a person who sells drugs. That's like having the person who sells drugs.
There's in the indictment they talk about I can't remember the terminology. Non-indicted co-conspirator. There's over 25 of them. So that may be them. They may have turned and decided to testify. We won't know until the trial.
Once again, just show me the evidence. I don't care. If he did it, he did it.
Yeah, he did it. Already stated like 2 episodes ago.
All I said was show me the evidence.
No, you've already stated you don't care about the indictment, that it's bullshit. Even if he's convicted, you're still going to vote for him.
And if he's on the ballot, yes. I'm not voting for fucking Joe Biden because look at our economy right now.
But he can't be on the ballot because it's a violation of the 14th Amendment.
It's not a violation. How?
Because he tried to overthrow the election.
No, he did not. There's no evidence yet. He's not convicted of it. He's not convicted of it. If he's not convicted of it, there's nothing. You can't do anything about it. How many people have won from jail?
So do you know
The Muffin Man? Yes, the Muffin Man. That lives on Drury Lane.
Shut up.
Judd Apatow.
The judge check on Fox News.
Janine Pirro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there's a clip of her prior to the 2016 election stating under no circumstances anyone under federal indictment or federal investigation should be allowed to run for president. At that time, she was talking about Hillary Clinton. But now that Trump is under federal indictment, state indictments, has 91 charges against him, yeah, we can just let him run. No big deal.
Mind you, these indictments and everything happened while he's running for president. The same reason why, the same thing, but Hillary's indictment was before she ran for president. Trump's is after he started running for president. Mind you, the same thing in 2020 when Joe Biden. Can I finish my sentence? Are we gonna do this again? Are we gonna? I'm gonna be a child. Let me finish my sentence.
You're not gonna be a child. You are a child.
So you love me.
No.
But they were doing the same thing when Joe Biden was running for president. He hadn't even ran for president yet. And they were already saying that Trump is interfering with the presidential election, and Joe Biden wasn't even running for president. Now Trump is already running for president, and now they're doing all this shit. They're doing everything they said.
The
that
investigations have been going on since way before he announced, and he made sure to announce earlier than any other candidate, so that way he could use that excuse.
How do you know?
Just like Mark Meadows and a bunch of the co-defendants went to federal court asking for the case to be taken out of the state court and put into federal court so they could have federal immunities that they are not allowed to have on a state level.
This is in DC, right?
No, this is in Georgia. You don't do that if you are innocent and you have a good case that you are innocent. You don't try to skirt the system.
What are you talking about? They all try to skirt this. Whoa. They all try to skirt this system. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
I'm not talking about everyone. I'm talking about in this case. You don't try to skirt the system so you can have immunities to win your case that you can't win on a state level unless you know you cannot win on a state level.
So it's okay when one person does it, but it's not okay with another person does it. Once again, they're all fucking garbage. But you're making excuses.
This is your problem.
This is my problem.
I cannot talk about Trump without. But what about Joe Biden? But what about?
Because I don't talk about Joe Biden.
I am talking about Trump. I'm talking about Mark Meadows. Those are the two names, and Lindsey Graham. Those are the only three names that I have mentioned. So why are you talking about Joe Biden?
Because it's a precedent that was a precedent that was sent.
I automatically think that it's okay for everyone else because I'm focusing on one particular case.
Because it's a precedent that was set back when Hillary Clinton was running for office. It's a precedent that was set. Now all of a sudden they're taking the precedent and changing it. That's the problem. They're changing the precedent that was already set. Huh?
What precedent?
George W. Bush.
Care to go further?
The precedent that allowed them to still run for office even though they're under federal indictment. Now all of a sudden there's a problem. There wasn't a problem when Hillary did it.
It's not just that he's federally indicted. It's what he's federally indicted for. If he was convicted, he would be barred. He is barred from ever holding a federal position. He cannot be in a government position.
What about missionary? Is he barred from doing missionary?
He probably doesn't. He probably hits her from behind doggy style. We all know that. But that's the thing. You have to look at the context of it. What Hillary did was fucked up, not denying that. Her and all of her little cronies going around and saying that the Russia or talking about the Russia hoax, all of that was fucked up. And they should get in trouble for what they did.
And they're
but
not.
That does not exonerate Trump and mean that we can't have charges pressed against Trump
That's
for
fine.
what he did.
That's fine. And you can. But once again, you're using charges instead of actual evidence. Just because an indictment says it, an indictment can say anything. I'm talking about actual evidentiary proof.
Actual evidence is presented to
No.
the grand jury.
And
they they will hash it out in court, which as evidence.
But you're
I'm talking which evidence will be presented at trial. No evidence from the defense or the prosecution is going to come out until the trial. That's just how it works.
Okay, so then he can't be guilty yet, and you're already saying he's guilty by saying that you don't want. You said you don't like what he did, that he's guilty.
No, I don't.
You said he's guilty.
I saw things that he actually did on live fucking television.
Like what? I was there. I heard the man
that he said.
What lies?
About the election being stolen, about a lot of different things that went on with the election.
He's allowed to.
Okay.
He's allowed to say it.
He's not allowed to incite his followers.
He didn't incite anybody.
Yes, he did. Yes,
no, he did not. No, he did not.
Yes, he did.
He said, "Go and peacefully protest."
After the Capitol had already been breached. He knew. Do not sit here and say that the president did not know that the Capitol had been breached prior to his ass getting up on that stage.
It wasn't prior to him getting on.
Yes, it was.
It was in the middle of him getting on.
What time did he get on stage?
I believe he got out. I believe it was like 12:30, and it started at 1:30.
They breached the Capitol and
1:30.
No, I think it was
1:30. No, he was on stage when it happened. So,
and
you're just messing, huh?
You think he didn't know about it?
He already told.
Was he calling for the National Guard?
Just in case. And what happened? And they said no. And they said no.
They said no. Call the National Guard unless there is an actual risk.
Well, then why was the National Guard? Then why was the National Guard there for almost a year? Then why was the National Guard there for a year?
Because of protests. But he doesn't have the power to. He has
what protests?
He has to because of the BLM and all those fucking stupid protests.
No, it wasn't. It was not. After that, Biden was already president.
I thought you meant
after
before.
They weren't there before that either.
They were there during the protests.
No, they were not.
They were during the Summer of Love. They were called in multiple cities. They were. I watched the protest. I love watching riots.
Yeah, I know. They're fun. They're fun, aren't they? They're so much fun. But the Summer of Love, listen, I feel bad for everybody who lost their business, but it was fucking great television. I'm telling you right now. It was like watching a movie live for 24 hours a day, just watching the fucking Purge. I was like, holy shit, that building's on fire. Then they went, this building's on fire. That building's on fire.
They had, it was helicopter video in Philadelphia. There's two I want to talk about. One, they showed the looters breaking into a business, and you could see the guy outside begging the people to stop. It was devastating to watch. Then they were trying to take down a Christopher Columbus statue in a very Italian neighborhood in Philly. I'm telling you, I love old Italian men. They're hysterical. They came into the neighborhood and everything like that, and they were sitting there, like the little cups you get for the bathroom, like the little plastic clear one. Yeah, they had wine in them. And they were sitting there chasing these guys out of their fucking neighborhood. It's fucking hilarious.
Like The Sopranos?
Mm-hmm. You don't fuck with old Italian guys. You just don't.
No, you don't. They don't give a shit.
Nope.
They don't care. I'm trying to look to see if I can find the video of it. Of course, it's not on Twitter.
I'm trying to think of what fucking section of Philly it was in. I think it was North Philly. They said some pretty vulgar stuff, but the fact that they had wine in fucking plastic cups was great.
Find anything. But yeah, you don't fuck with old Italian guys. If you ever seen the Sopranos, you don't fuck with old Italian guys. But breaking South Dakota.
There's too much shit.
I don't care. I'm so sick and tired. I don't care who endorses who. I'm really sick and tired. I hate that the newspapers endorse people because they're not so fucking supposed to. It's the news.
Yeah.
You're not look at them titties.
They're covered up.
Goodness gracious, they're about to fall out. Look at them things. I'm watching Disney Star Wars. All right, well, what do you want me to watch there, lady? Damn titties are.
I was going through my Twitter feed the other day, and it was all politics and girls with tits hanging out. I'm like, what the fuck is this? I'm like, oh shit, I'm on the podcast account. I'm like, where's my anime?
Oopsie.
I'm just like, what the fuck is this? Like, where is my anime, peeps?
Listen, I mean, you like titties.
I do like titties.
You like some titties, though? Oh my god. So yeah, the Chiefs lost yesterday, which was fucking depressing.
Woo!
Woo. Trying to find.
By the Lions. That's the best part.
Yeah. New York City police officers were caught on camera getting assaulted by a group of illegal immigrants in New York City.
Bring up the Albuquerque, New Mexico thing. The state of emergency. Here, I can bring it up.
Do you have it? Right.
Yeah, I got it on my Twitter.
Apparently, New York got hit with a huge storm, too. What the fuckle? And Nancy Pelosi's running for another term because that's what we need.
We need term limits.
I'm convinced, and I said it on Wednesday's show, I'm convinced that the reason why Jimmy Carter won't die is because he's trying to fucking get these guys, when they get out of office, he's trying to get them all out of office so that way he could just hit a fucking button and like this big screen just pops up behind him and it shows everything that every motherfucker did.
So it says the New Mexico governor has declared a gun violence emergency and has issued an order to suspend open and concealed carry of guns in Albuquerque after an 11-year-old was killed. I actually looked up the article. They still haven't caught the perpetrator at this time, and it is absolutely terrible what happened to this little boy, but apparently it was a road rage incident. It was a Dodge Durango, and his aunt is wounded and in the hospital in unstable condition. But now the governor just took it upon herself to violate the Constitution. Like, nah, I don't care what it is.
They don't care.
I used to mail the Constitution to Obama every week.
Did you really?
Mm-hmm.
You're insane. And I love it.
I would go to I would call the White House and leave on the recording just the Second Amendment. I would just read it and hang up.
Like, and I was saying this on the show the other day, like, we don't need any more than the first 10. We really don't. There's nothing more you need than the first 10 amendments because it covers just about everything.
Just say fuck the 19th, fuck the 13th.
All the 19th says is non-discrimination from voting for race, color, credo, and sex. That's all. But none of the first 10 amendments say anything about that.
What about the 13th?
Doesn't say the 13th was only because they weren't counting slaves as people during for whatchamacallit, for like redistricting and stuff like that. But now 14th. Huh? What about the 14th?
We don't
need any. Listen, we don't need more fucking laws telling us what we can and can't do. We don't need laws.
The Constitution doesn't tell us what we can and can't do.
Yes, it does.
No, it does not.
Yes,
it tells the government what they can and cannot do, not us.
Okay, so what does
give us rights? It protects
the first 10 amendments is all we need. There's nothing in the first 10 amendments that states. I
understand why you don't want women to vote. It's cool.
They've ruined a lot of things.
Name one.
My life.
Maybe if you weren't a jackass. Mister, I got no game. I've slept with 0 women since my wife left me.
Listen, I'm a modest
I
gentleman.
have slept with more women than you have, probably.
And
Just say it. I got game.
that's
You don't.
that's supposed to be a flex there?
Fuck yeah, it's a flex. I don't care about body count. Body count don't matter.
It's because you're the one who got counted on. I mean, and then, you do have some mental issues too that kind of started at childhood. So you have a little bit of a slant, I would say.
A slant?
Yeah. Your brain is a little slanted.
No.
Yes.
It's just not as big because of all the head trauma. The white matter fills it up when you get hit in the head.
How many times did you get hit in the head, by the way?
I don't fucking know. A lot.
And you block that out? It's a piece of the matter.
Well, I mean, what do you think? I sit here and remember every time I got my ass beat? No, it was fucking 26 years. A lot. That's why I lost my teeth, because he punched me in the side of my mouth and cracked a tooth. And then
100? 200 times?
Probably more.
More? 300?
Probably about 2/3 of the year for 26 years.
That's a lot.
It is a lot. But it doesn't make me different.
It makes you extremely different because you can take a fucking punch like a lot of other women.
Oh God, yeah. Women are fucking pussies. Let me tell you.
They are. Listen. I was having a conversation with someone, and men are so fucking insecure.
Oh God,
and that's why they
into that fucking live that I sent you. This guy was going off, and he's like, you know what? You fucking smell like diabetes. That is like one of the best insults I've ever heard in my life.
It is.
And I'm going to use it very frequently.
Yeah, too.
I mean, I tell people you're a fucking you're an expired can of green beans. And
I just don't. I really don't. And
but people are sensitive. I'm fighting with a friend now, passive aggressively. He doesn't know we're fighting, but he's like pissed off because a woman, and it is fucked up that she called CPS's revenge when she broke up with her ex. But leave it at that. Don't sit here and say, well, if the guy did it, he would be in jail and get it. No, motherfucker, that is not true. I have had over 100 false abuse reports called in on me by my parents and my ex, all unfounded. Nobody got arrested. Men are pussies. Women are pussies. Everyone's just pussies. That's why I don't have friends.
yeah.
The only people in my life that like legit, like the only people I keep in my life talk shit to me. I don't care. They need to take a joke.
And a dick sometimes. Anyway. But what was I gonna say? Yeah, so I've been talking to people, and like, these, especially women, like they stay with these fucking douchebags who like physically abuse them, like, and they're like, well, maybe he'll change. Like, no. The first time that dude swung on you, I don't think it's gonna ever go any different.
But okay, so speaking from experience,
and this is why I said this. See,
as an abuse,
I'm gonna pat myself on the back. So that way it's a good segment. Go ahead.
I sent you the cycle of abuse.
Yeah,
and there is a cycle of abuse, and there are different stages. When you are being abused by your husband, it's not happening all day, every single day. There are good times. I have a lot of very good memories with my ex-husband. And in the 8 years we were together, he had 7 convictions of domestic assault in 8 years. So it was
turtle
like,
doves and a
it was like every
partridge in a
7,
pear
8
tree.
months that we would get into a physical fight. And then eventually I started beating his ass too. It's actually funny though. One time.
Hilarious.
No. This part, like everything after. So he was out. We were in a mobile home, and the patios are downstairs. He was out there snorting snow with his friend. He walks in, I whacked him in the face with a frying pan and broke his nose. And I'm like, try to snort it now. So he called the cops, and the cops knew about our situation and had been trying to convince me to leave. But it was go back to being trafficked. But the cops are like, I don't think she hit you. I think it fell on your face. He's like, she hit me. I'm like, she told you she hit me. Yeah, I don't think that's what happened.
But I mean, like, but you
can't blame the victim.
No,
there is scientific studies, and there's a lot of them about trauma bonding, Stockholm syndrome, and so many things. But there are good times. And for me personally, every time he beat me, he was on drugs. So I blamed the drugs and thought, well, if he wasn't on drugs, then he wouldn't be this person. And the final fight where I kicked him out and told him I want a divorce, I didn't have that excuse to go by. And it took a while. And on average, it takes a woman 7 times of trying to leave to finally leave. It's not like women are staying every single time. Me and him broke up so many times over those 8 years that we were together. But to say women are stupid because men are douchebags and beat them and they stay because they think he's
I didn't fucking whoa. Don't put words in my mouth. I never said that.
Just you said women stay with douchebags.
I don't understand why women stay with douchebags. I didn't say women are stupid. Don't you put that evil on me, Ricky Bobby. I didn't say that fucking shit.
I will rewind.
I rewind it. Go ahead. Rewind that shit. I never said women are stupid. I said I don't understand why women stay with men that abuse. Yeah, okay. Just we'll make sure that's fucking when this goes on live on Maury Povich. When this goes on Maury Povich, we'll make sure that you fucking said that. I didn't say shit like that.
Not about that though. Not about abuse.
But I just and you're right. And I did read that thing that you sent me, and it helped out a lot. It like, and I was having a conversation with somebody, and I used that word trauma bond, and I was like, holy shit, I didn't fucking think I would ever use that thing. But I honestly think that me and my ex trauma bonded. Mm-hmm. We were both going through we were going through trauma in our lives, and we helped each other out of our situations, and we bonded through trauma. And were we meant to be together? Absolutely not. Like we have to be honest with you, I've talked to her a couple times since she's left. And they're just regular conversations. She's like, hey, well, how's Cody? Hey, how's this? Hey, you got this in the mail. Hey, you got this. You got that. You want? I got to send you this. Or what? And they're fine conversations, you know. And I do wish her the best. And I wouldn't mind if she found somebody. I'm hoping she takes her fucking time because she needs to. She really, really does need to take some time and get to know who she is and get to just, be by herself. But like, I don't hate her. Like she helped me out with a lot of. Well, I know you do. You have your reasons for, But, I don't hate her. She helped me. We helped each other out of a situation, and was it kind of like a forced? I feel like it was. She said it, and I was like, really? And then now that I think about it, yeah, it was a forced marriage. We tried to make it work, but it didn't work, and it is what it is, And I'm happy for her that she's out and doing what she's doing, and I'm happy, in the situations I'm in now. How
many girls' DMs are you slipping in?
None.
Pussy.
Listen.
Get laid. Get laid. If you need game, come here. I'll take you to the bar and get you laid.
Listen.
I got one of the ugliest guys I've ever met in my life laid. A lot too. He was sweet. He looked like a chipmunk.
Did you watch him? No. Did you watch him get laid? No. You feel like he was sweet. He looked like a chipmunk. He
was one of Mitch's friends, and he kind of looked out for me while Mitch was deployed. If I needed anything, and he came out to visit me where I was living, and I took him out to the bar. And got him laid. And then when Mitch came home and we moved in together, I hooked him up with one of my friends. And
you don't have any friends, though.
I did then. I was younger then. It was 10 years or 11 years ago. Ugh.
Jesus.
God, I've been married for a long fucking time.
But this is not the first one. You've been married since you were 12.
Well, legally married since I was 23. I was a baby factory. Okay.
Yeah,
They didn't want to marry me. They just wanted my babies.
I guess. I mean, now they talk about imaginary people fingering them and fucking them. So
No, like this is a legit thing.
it's not a legit.
No. Let me explain the legit part of it. There are cults and sex traffickers that do like totally mind fuck their victims and get them to believe that there are alternate dimensions and that they can travel in that alternate dimension. And
Like Scientology?
yeah, but I'm not talking about Scientologists. This is a broader thing.
I'm talking about your daughter talking about you on some fucking anime person to finger her.
Oh, I was
Fuck her.
no, I just read another
Okay.
I just had another victim reach out and talk to me about this. But yeah, they tell them there's alternate dimensions and they can travel through that dimension and that they can rape them. And these women actually believe that they were raped from an alternate dimension. That's how fucked up they do with mind control. It's really happening, and it's a problem that no one's talking about.
For real.
I'm dead serious. Yeah, they truly believe it. They fuck with their minds so bad. Okay, so to kind of explain a little bit of backstory, I was told so many times that I broke my arm when I was 3 years old, that I was playing Candyland with my older brother, and my younger brother kept kicking the pieces off. And we moved up onto his bed. He had it was called a captain's bed back then. It was like a bed on top of a dresser. And I fell off and broke my arm, sat in the recliner in the living room waiting for my father to get home because I refused to go to the doctors without him. I was told it so much. I actually believed it happened. But when you break any bone, it shows up on an x-ray even 40 years later. There was no break. It never happened. And this is what they're doing to these women, is that they are just gaslighting and manipulating their minds so much that they actually they're told it so much that they begin to remember the rape that never actually happened.
Jesus.
Yeah, it's sick. The world, like the sex trafficking world is sick. I don't know why people try to
No, really?
Well, the thing is like, I don't know why people try to add all these crazy rumors to make it even worse than it already is.
Your pretend Jesus that you hate.
Oh God, no, fuck that dude. I can't, I don't know. Don't even mention his name. I can't. He did another interview. No. Seriously, fuck him.
Why? What did he say in the interview?
Something about Joe Biden. I don't remember. I get sick when I hear his fucking voice. The man is a pedophile. He is a fucking legit pedophile. He admitted on Sean Ryan. Was it? No, it was. No, it was Sean Ryan that he watched child sexual assault material to prepare for that part. Where'd he get it? That's not just something somebody has lying around. And
apparently, if there's
exactly, Tim Ballard gave it to him, who is also a fucking pedophile, because he went on Jordan Peterson's podcast and said that when he was working in the child crimes unit in Homeland Security, when he would watch the videos of the child sexual assault material, that he would superimpose his children's faces onto the victims as their bodies were breaking. Those were his exact fucking words. That is a fantasy. That is him fantasizing about his own children. They're both pedophiles. I fucking hate them. I hate that movie. Why'd you have to bring it up?
Because I like the reaction. Because I love the passion.
I am passionate. That's why I'm good at my job.
Being a home wife? No, you're not.
I own a nonprofit, jackass.
Oh, I thought you meant being a homemaker. I was like, no, your husband.
I'm not a homemaker. I sit in bed. I don't do any of the housework. Mitch does. I used to in the beginning of the marriage until my MS got to the point where it's at now.
Multiple stupidity?
multiple sclerosis. But thanks for being LBS, jackass.
Well, with that, we're gonna thank you all for
Oh no, I
joining
got
us.
something to show you. Mitch is bringing it in. I'm not eating Go-Gurts anymore.
Oh my God, is he bringing it in now? Your titties?
He
Is he
said
bringing you?
in a minute.
Is he bringing your titties in?
They kind of look like titties.
There, exactly. Listen, you sent me a picture of it, and that's the first thing I thought of. Now she's just drinking out of titties now. And the way he was holding it too, like this.
He did it on purpose.
I know.
Because I'm like, hold on, I got to take a picture for Davey.
He just held it like two titties. I was like, oh man. Come on, Mitch. Oh man, but yeah.
What? Why are we getting on so early?
I don't know. There's nothing.
We're like mid conversation.
No, we're not. You yelled at me for bringing up fucking Tim Ballard again.
No, you didn't bring up Tim Ballard. You brought up Fake Jesus.
Yeah, I brought up fake cheese. All right, so then what else do you want to talk about then? You just want to stare at me longer because of my haircut.
So I don't really like Candace Owens. She kind of went off
Why?
the deep end a little. I don't know. She just annoys me. She
I
went
don't
off
like-
the deep end, but I did subscribe to Daily Wire Plus, which I didn't want to do, but I had to. So she put out Convicting a Murderer, and it's basically going over the same case.
You need to send me your information so I can watch. I want to watch
don't even
some.
know my password.
You're the fucking worst. When did you subscribe then? You just said
I
you
had
just
it a while-
subscribed.
I had it a while ago, so I just had my password saved, and it just automatically logged
You
in.
know, with the iPad, iPhone, everything, there's a thing. You go to passwords, and it shows you the password. So send me the fucking
dots.
It's not.
It's dots.
No,
Anyway.
you hit to reveal the password, and you can reveal the password.
It doesn't on. I'll try. I think I know what it is. I'll send it to you. But anyway, so the first 3 episodes dropped last night. I started after midnight. I don't know if they started before midnight or not. And now an episode a week is going to come out for 7 weeks because there's 10 episodes total. The shit that Netflix did to make Stephen Avery look like a victim are insane.
I heard about that.
It is insane. So do you remember hearing how he got done serving, or he was serving 18 years for being falsely convicted?
Yeah.
Yeah, 6 of those years he had, I can't remember the exact charges offhand. But he had ran his cousin off the road, held a gun to her, and told her to get in the car. And he was serving time for that. There also was an active investigation at the time he was arrested for him having a sexual relationship with his minor niece. She was 16, 17 years old, and also sexually assaulted her as well. So it's like they omitted so much to make him look like this innocent little person. They had during the docuseries, there's a scene, and they show the scene in Candace Owens where they're deposing the cousin, and they're saying, like, reading off a statement to the cousin, and she's like, I didn't say that. And they're making it seem like she was the one who made that report and now was backpedaling, except what Netflix did not show was that was an anonymous report called in by a neighbor, and she was basically talking about a report that was made from somebody completely different. But the Making a Murderer made it look like it was her statement, and she was backpedaling. And she was a fucking victim. And at the time of his release, 6 of those 18 years were because of what he did to her. And that's what Netflix did to a victim. Isn't it cute?
Your life as an anime character is turning out very well. Your transformation should be done by what? Another 2 years?
That's Tamaki.
Another year or two?
Yeah, I'm gonna start cosplaying.
This is a collect call from.
Oh, Steve.
Why is it not playing?
It
Why
was.
is it? There's no sound though.
I could hear it.
Could you really?
Mm-hmm.
Inmate at the Calumet County Jail.
The man served 18 years in prison until DNA.
Oh, that's why.
And he did serve 18 years, but they
evidence.
they portrayed it as the entire 18 years that he served was because of the false allegation.
Cleared his name.
And it
Okay.
wasn't.
Okay. Here you go.
This is a collect call from.
Oh, Steve.
An inmate at the Calumet County Jail.
The man served 18 years in prison until DNA evidence cleared his name.
The Two Rivers man was convicted of sexual assault in 1985, but exonerated with DNA evidence in 2003.
So this is the infamous Avery lot.
Now, 2 years later, he again finds himself tied to a police investigation.
Accused of murdering Teresa Hallbuck on the Avery property.
Stephen Avery's 16-year-old nephew admitted his involvement in the rape and murder of Teresa Hallbuck. The car is discovered just around the bend.
It was just this worldwide phenomenon.
I think they framed this guy.
I think he intended to crush the vehicle, but ran out of time.
Avery thinks the $36 million lawsuit he filed is why he's being targeted in this investigation.
1021 at 24 Main Street. Do we have Stephen Avery in custody?
Netflix made millions of dollars from making a murderer, but the filmmakers left out very important details, mountains of evidence that you have not yet seen. The blood vial,
The most egregious manipulation from the movie.
interrogations,
That's when he started beating me because I told him that he's sick.
cell phones,
And I saw
That's
the
his
plastic
fiancé
parts of a
talking.
cell phone.
interviews.
Her arms were pinned behind her head.
They made Stephen Avery look like a victim.
You believe your brother's guilty?
I don't know if I'm a suspect. I got nothing to hide.
I'm getting sick and tired of media deception.
Evidence piling up.
Why would they omit so many different things?
Why are you editing my testimony?
I am not going to make the same mistake that the filmmakers did.
Rearranging the testimony.
They delete a portion of it at the end.
How could they claim to care about the truth?
They all know that Stephen Avery committed this crime.
911, what is your emergency?
The evidence forces me to conclude that you are the most dangerous individual ever to set foot in this courtroom.
Like I said, only 3 episodes have released. But that woman that was talking, saying that he beat me and things like that, that was the fiance. And in Making a Murderer, they acted like they had this loving relationship. He sent letters to his young children, and I'm talking 5, 6, 9 years old, and described to them in graphic detail how he was going to unalive their mother. And this wasn't the fiance. This was his ex that divorced him while he was in prison, to his children, who don't talk to him, by the way, anymore. And
I wouldn't.
His excuse was, well, I figured they don't know how to read and their mother was going to read it. That was his excuse. And I mean, it's graphic. I don't even think I could say it on here without us getting taken down. The things that he did. No, he had gotten charged with animal cruelty. I want to say he was 18. That might have been the burglary charges. He claimed he was just hanging out with the wrong crowd of people, and that they just threw a cat over the fire and it happened to catch on fire. No, that's not what happened. And in the police report that Netflix had access to, it stated that he doused the cat in gasoline and oil and instructed one of his friends to throw it in the fire. The cat survived and crawled out of the fire, and he doused it with more gasoline and put it back in the fire. This guy is a fucking psychopath. Like, I'm more afraid of this guy than I am my own father. Like, the things in this docuseries are insane. And I really hope that they do one about the Tiger King, because I personally know Carol Baskin. I don't talk to her, but I used to go to her retreat all the time. Sweetest lady in the world. My daughters wanted toys that I couldn't really afford out of her store, and she gave it to us for free. If I couldn't afford to pay a full ticket, she'd let us into the retreat. And everyone in the country, world, whatever, believes that she killed her husband. But that's coming from a man in prison for hiring a hitman to kill her. And Netflix,
She killed her own fucking husband.
She didn't.
She killed her husband.
The police investigated and found absolutely not a single shred of evidence that she had killed him. But everyone believes that she does because of Netflix.
She did.
No, she didn't.
No, everybody believes that she did.
Yeah, everyone believes that she did.
You want to correct my grandma? I'm fucking correct yours too.
Sorry, I didn't realize that. But he's a meth head and he's in prison. Jurors have come out since the Tiger King aired and said that in court, the actual phone call of him hiring the hitman was played. And that's why he was convicted. And it's the same thing with the Stephen Avery case and whatever his nephew's name is. I think Brandon or something. I can't remember his last name. But it's like, why is Netflix sitting here and making the perpetrators into victims and the victims into perpetrators? Because that's what they did in these two documentaries.
Look at the Firefest documentaries. You said, yeah. The Netflix one was
the Netflix was
less.
Yeah, it was more in his favor than the
Hulu. The Hulu
one. And the same thing with Painkiller versus Dope Sec. Like, why aren't we calling Netflix out? I mean, they had that movie Cuties on, which unfortunately I had to watch. As an advocate, we all watched it, and I always look into cases like that and watch controversial movies. So if someone wants a statement, I can make an actual statement. That movie was disgusting. It was absolutely disgusting, and it should never have been put on Netflix. And according to Pennsylvania, United States law, it is considered child sexual assault material. But because it was filmed internationally, they were able to skirt that law. Because the law here, I can't remember the case. Mitch knows it. I remember the case, I just can't remember the name. Basically states that if there is going to be any kind of sexual content between minor children, adults have to play the part. And that does not happen in Cuties. So when are we going to do something about Netflix? Nobody wants to talk about it. And unfortunately, I hate Candace Owens. I don't like anyone at the Daily Wire. I think they are very radicalized. I don't align with them. The left definitely doesn't. They're not going to watch this documentary. And nobody is going to know the truth. And it's sad. We need a call to action with our 2 followers.
Where's Chris when we need him?
I know. I texted him. He bitched that we weren't on last week.
So wait, so there's actual like kid on kid shit in Cuties?
So, there was one scene where the girl was at home with the mom's boyfriend and attempted to do oral on him because she was getting in trouble for something. And the dancing that they were doing, I mean, there were cootie shots of their crotches. And what people don't understand, somebody filmed that. So there was a camera guy all up in these children, and they were like 9 and 11 years old.
And it's not one shot either. It's multiple shots, multiple takes. Oh, my stomach just turned. Oh,
it's fucking child porn on Netflix. And nobody did anything. I mean,
they did. There were people who were calling for a ban on it because it was an uproar for about 37 seconds, and once again, that's because the fucking left.
Ted Cruz did do something, or like spearheaded something with Texas.
That's because the mainstream media is fucking garbage, and all they're like, well,
it's not just the mainstream media though. It's the average American citizen and ignorance. And I don't mean that in a bad, negative way, but people, like I said, like they don't think about when you see a child in a scene that's of a sexual nature, that's not one take, that's multiple takes. And it's teaching a child that that is normal behavior. And it's not.
It's French, isn't it?
Cooties?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Fuck the French.
We can look it up.
Listen, when you got people still defending Roman Polanski, it's a problem. And once again, it comes back full circle to Danny Masterson. 50
Right
people.
It says powerful, childlike, and thought-provoking. These are some of the reviews. Cuties was a well-made drama that looks at hard-hitting subjects.
Death.
The acting across the board was phenomenal and really added to the film feeling like a personal and powerful experience. Just the average coming-of-age girl movie with a bit of a more progressive twist at the end. These are the reviews of the movie. Yeah, it released in France.
Hey, guess what Roman Polanski fled to? France.
Mm-hmm.
After he sodomized a 13-year-old girl in a hot tub.
And why do you think Andrew Tate went to Romania?
Because he's garbage.
Because they have lax laws for rape.
I mean, apparently there's laws enough for him to go to jail now.
They don't even have her birth date on. I don't even know how old this chick is. The main actor. I'm trying to see how old she is.
Right now, fucking 35. This movie came out a while ago.
Came out in 2020.
Has it only been that long? It felt like it came out fucking 10 years ago.
He was born in 2008. So she's
12. She was 12 when that movie came out.
And she's 15 now. Yep.
Once again, they're garbage. They're all garbage.
And that's the thing why I hate the rape culture. Like, don't hate on women for what they wear. I don't see that as victim blaming. I mean, if I was going to walk down in the ghetto, I'm not going to walk when I was skinnier before you crack at my fucking fatness.
What are you talking about? They love you now.
I know.
They love you now.
That's because I know.
You can't run. You can't run away now.
I know how to twist my hips. But if I was going to walk in a place where I could potentially be raped, yeah, I'm going to take precautions. And I was doing research for a podcast episode. I never got around to actually publishing it. But it's like people were okay with taking video games, taking Roblox, taking social media that put their children in harm's way. But when it came, and I was doing it into the ballet world or whatever you want to call it, because it's very exploitative. That causes so much trauma to the body, eating disorders, all of this stuff. But that's where people drew the line. That because what happened is there was a dance studio, and I was sitting in the truck while Mitch ran into Sally's to grab me hair color, and there were like 4 or 5-year-old girls in the tight leotards with the tights, and the curtains open, and the mirror was on the other side, so you just saw their back ends. And I called the dance studio. I'm like, will you close the fucking curtains? Those are children. Those are men are watching. Are they their fathers? Do you even fucking know? Close the damn curtains. And that's the thing is like, that's where they draw the line. Do not say that a woman can't dress a certain way because she may attract a predator. And I don't understand that. Like, I would do anything I can to protect myself. And if you're going to go through all the other great lengths, you got to go all the way.
That's what people are trying to do. Go all the way.
I can't with you.
What? You said it. I'm agreeing.
Yeah, But you made a joke about rape, and I was talking about if you want to protect your children, you need to go to all the great lengths if that means putting your kid in fucking jeans instead of booty shorts. Are you frozen?
No. Do you want to build a snowman?
No, I do not.
I can't wait. Cooler weather's coming. I can't wait.
We're going to be in the 70s next week.
I know. I can't wait. We're finally out of that
It's
fucking
a weird
bubble.
summer.
Dude, it's been atrocious this summer.
Did you get the fires? We had the smoke from the fires all last week.
We've had it this week. It was fucking weird.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was this week too.
Yeah, it was really weird. Like, all of a sudden I'm driving on it. I think it was Sunday. And it's just like, I'm like, is something on fire?
Dude, I could fucking taste it in my fucking apartment with the windows closed. I'm like, bleh.
Yeah, it was gross.
I know. I almost had to go to the ER because my heart rate, I was laying in bed. I actually had Mitch come home.
What'd you do? Go to the bathroom?
No, I had Mitch come home from work because I was like getting really anxious and terrified about it. My heart rate laying in bed for over an hour was in the 130s.
Stop breathing.
I did. I tried doing breathing, not like dying, but I did do breathing exercises. I tried everything. I had my weighted blanket. Like, I couldn't bring my heart rate down. It was because of damn smoke. It wasn't just the smoke. There were particles of ash in the smoke.
I got my weighted blanket. It's not helped me sleep, but it's just so nice now.
Yeah, mine's in the closet right here. I love my weighted blanket. I put that on when I had my teeth pulled, and I'm terrified of the dentist because that was one of the frequent places that they would traffic me. I didn't even need to take a sedative or anything, and I was awake for the entire surgery, and that weighted blanket kept me fucking calm as shit.
Yeah, it's nice, and I love my weighted blanket. I really do.
Say that if you liked my little thingy.
Your little fucking tit pouch? No, I don't like your tit pouch.
It is a reusable baby food container.
For a giant baby.
I didn't get to have a childhood. Why can't I have one now? Oh, you want to see what I bought?
Please tell me it's a pacifier. Please tell me it's a fucking giant pacifier that you could put fucking Gogurt in.
I do not. No, I kind of do have like an oral fixation. Whoops. That's why I'm always sucking on. No, like I never realized how much your teeth keep your mouth moist. I suck on mints like all the fucking time. It's not gross. It's a hooded blanket. I got it for our podcasts. It's a sloth. And
like, so did you send me one then?
No, but I will if you want. And it has little hands.
You said you got it for our podcast, and you didn't even send me
to wear during our podcast. I will.
That's not what you said. You said you got it for our.
I'll get you one next paycheck. Do you want a sloth, a llama, or an axolotl?
First of all, what the fuck's an axolotl?
We already went over this before.
No, we didn't. What's an axolotl?
It's a Mexican aquatic lizard.
No matter what I say, you're going to get me the axolotl just because it's a Mexican aquatic lizard. I want a sloth, but I know I'm getting a Mexican lizard.
Well, I'm getting this. All right, I'll get the llama and I'll send you the sloth.
Okay.
All right, here. Again, I've done this before. That is.
Oh, that thing.
Yeah.
That's a cute little axolotl.
Do you want the axolotl one now? It's blue.
You want the axolotl?
All right, I'll get you the axolotl.
I think I want the little Mexican thing. Son of a bitch.
It's Mexican. I don't know.
Son of a bitch. You fucking tricked me. You did that shit on purpose. You're like, here. You don't want the Mexican thing, do you? Oh, look how cute it is. Now you want the Mexican thing. Take the Mexican thing.
Yeah, it is a Mexican. Or no, it's
Guatemalan?
Ambystoma mexicanum is the official name. It's an amphibian. It reaches adulthood without undergoing metamorphosis.
So it's Mexican.
Yeah, it is Mexican. They're so cute. I want one. Mitch won't let me get one. He says I had too many turtles.
You do. You have like fucking 30 of them.
8.
Listen, you have 2 sets of Ninja Turtles. Okay? But
I need
I'll try this
rats.
again. You need what?
2 rats. Oh, you know what movies me and Mitch watched last weekend?
Anime?
Karate Kid. 1, 2, and 3.
Oh, so good. I love those
I
movies.
know.
I love
but
those
it's
movies.
like I didn't notice back when they first came out. Like at the third one, I'm like, does every woman he meets instantly fall in love with him at first sight?
Who, Danielson?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And I always thought
He's the fucking man.
I always thought it was Daniel's son, like S-O-N, but it's actually a Japanese way of addressing someone, like we say Mr.
Yeah,
and I learned that from anime. See, anime has its purposes.
You can find me at MW Troublemaker on Twitter. You can find me at Troublemaker Davy on TikTok. Business Party Network on TikTok, where I put up clips, and it will gives you our email to email us to join us on any one of our podcasts. We are on live Tuesdays and Wednesdays at 8 o'clock, 7 Central, 8 Eastern. You can find us back here next Friday at 8 Central, 9 Eastern.
Watch the
Business
Party Network podcast.
You can find 2 Jacks 1 Scotch on Thursdays at 7 Central, 8 Eastern, and you can find
I can never find it.
Oh, they're on Rumble. That's right. They're on Rumble. You have to go to Rumble, and then you can. I mean, we need to.
I hate Rumble. I'm suing them.
Anyway, and you can find me.
Somebody stole one of my TikTok videos and added it onto a video with a whole bunch of lies. So I sent them cease and desist. They won't take it down, and I have copyright. So
you can find us on Sundays also. Me and Mama J on the Weekend Hangover, where we talk pop culture and all that wonderful stuff.
Don't forget, my daughter wants to come on and do a Dancing Moms with you guys.
Okay.
But I'm going to be there to make sure you behave.
Your daughter talking about fingering, you being fingered and fucked by an anime character, and I couldn't say a fucking word.
Oh, he's transgender now. Her AI bot.
And with that, we will see you next week.
My outro?
Can you do it without talking about fucking finger banging an anime character?
I never spoke about it. My daughter did.
Go.
You can find me at the Unbroken Podcast on all major podcast platforms, including Spotify, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, Amazon Music, and many more. You can also find my nonprofit at After the Last Sale Foundation. And there are links to all my social media accounts on there. And if you would like to play Roblox with me and play Collect All Pets, which I hit 1 million pets the other night, and it was amazing, and Davey is very jealous about it, you can find me at Kelly3312.
And with that, oh, by the way, are you going to get shirts made or anything for the nonprofit? Or do you have any apparel or anything for the nonprofit?
I have designs, but I'm still waiting for my 501c3 exemption certification paperwork from the IRS, and they take forever. So I get deals when I get the shirts. So, or when I get that for shirts, but I already have them designed. I'll show them to you.
Okay. All right. With that, thank you for joining us, and we will see you next Friday.
Wait, my
squirrel has faked its own death and then even staged a crime scene.